on this Resurrection Day by the famous Jesus Christ,
Mm.
Black Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Um,
Faithful.
oh ye faithful.
Mm-hmm.
In a world where you could be elbow to elbow in a retail establishment, but you can't carefully open your small gym, your barber shop, or your restaurant. This is The Vent. I'm your host, Del Najiro. I got my co-host here with me, the Nerd Z, Triple Z, that is.
I was gonna do the ad lib after you did that, the Scarborough Adlib. Jeez,
G, G.
jeez.
Wait, so okay, so that's a Scarborough Adlib. I thought it was just like
Supposedly.
I guess I'm not gonna shout out to Scarborough. I will acknowledge Scarborough for coining the phrase "G's."
Nah,
Allegedly.
Maybe all they do is steal
Well, okay.
the up and coming trending phrases, and then they overuse it, and that's it. And that's it.
When
They're
it's
already
overused,
trending.
when it's overused, it's a little too much.
Mm.
Now, how are you on this lovely
Sunday?
Resurrection Day? This Resurrection Day, yeah.
I am blessed. Before I choke on popcorn.
Wow. That means
I'm blessed.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're blessed?
You sure?
You sure?
Yeah, no. My Sunday was pretty good. You know, I spent it at home. Where else am I gonna go?
Right?
And did some home stuff, you know, laundry, dishes, you know, cook a meal here and there, you know. Good home adulting life over here.
The word again, adulting.
Adulting.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, you are forced to adult. Well, I mean, not really, but especially under these circumstances.
Right? Like,
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. Today is just it's just a relaxing day. Nothing out of the ordinary that I did. Outside was good for cardio though, so I'm glad I did that.
It was really nice outside.
Yeah. So
What
that's
was
a
today's
little.
temperature?
Today it was like I think it was 14 Celsius, so that's pretty decent. But now, unfortunately, guys, we're gonna have to do this every week until until they fix the problem. It's Corona Weekly.
Jeez. Jeez.
Don't even don't don't even look at the what's it called?
Oh no, it's the coronavirus.
Oh no! I gotta put some music in that.
It's real.
It's real. I gotta put some music in that.
Oh man.
Another 3,000 cases. Back to back to back to back. That's 4 days in a row.
Yep.
I know it's
4 days.
within 4 days. Like, I know it's bad when they didn't even really post it like that in on the on the Reddit page. Like, that's how you know it's bad. What's also bad is Saturday, Z. You should have seen it. There was footage of people lining up at IKEA. What are they buying? Kitchenware, couches. Wait, what else is IKEA? Hot dogs. Apparently, the hot dogs are good. I don't.
Hot dogs are bomb though. Can't lie. Can't lie. You can get them for $1.
But elbow to elbow, Z. See if I can do this. Elbow to elbow, Z. They were packed. Elbow to elbow. Waiting to get in. Like,
what was the special going on? Were they like having a 75% off at IKEA? Like, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. Like
IKEA is already inexpensive, but
let me see if I can quickly do a producer
for
thing.
your health.
Let me. Okay, hold on. I'll just show you a brief clip of someone. Obviously, you'll see it everywhere on the internet. But I think someone was recording from the parking lot, and they're
Right.
showing the foolishness that's happening in that parking lot. The foolishness.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me watch this. Watch this.
Mm.
Hold on, I gotta.
Trying to see this.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at that!
Oh my gosh, which location is this?
So this is the one at North York, something in North.
Oh, yeah. This is probably the one near um Finch and Leslie. Past
Correct.
Finch and
Yes.
Leslie, yeah.
Yeah. It's just
That's a crazy line.
right.
People did not care about the Covidian times. They said, "Get me my new sink. I need my sink today. Forget policies and regulations now." But
Yeah. It's just like
that's
yeah.
crazy.
That's nuts, man. And then I got a twofer for you as well. Like, so this was also Yorkdale, which I'll also show you. I think this was on the Saturday.
Mm.
Hold on, check this out. Check it out. So if I come in here, I'm being a producer, guys. Look at that. So this was on a Saturday.
Oh, it's packed. See, now part of me kind of feels like this. Is the media kind of out of touch, or is the government out of touch with what the public is doing? And is it a good thing? Because the media is still trying to project all these things, but then you see like people are clearly browsing no matter what. This is not a necessity. Buying clothes is not a necessity. Shoppers is, but the food court is a necessity. It's food, but everywhere else,
Sorry about that. Like, yeah, like
yeah, that's kind of wild.
that's
What was going on?
that's a Saturday too. Like,
I feel like what they had an outlet like sale going on. Was this a secret thing? Only those who have the Yorkdale email list, they got this email. Come and swarm Yorkdale on Saturday. Like
I don't know, but yo, it's just like, what are people buying, man? Like, I don't
that's my thing.
like. They
They're
don't
spending
even,
all their money on their recent Serb check. Listen,
if
women.
wait, so it's which so wait, it's where there's when does Serb end though? Because it ends
At
soon.
the end of the year, man.
Wow.
Because they
Dang.
have a new policy that they added. And I think a lot of people have also a misconception about Serb too.
Mhm.
So, because I'd be reading. So the thing is, a lot of people have been understanding that you would have to pay it back if you take it, right? So,
I don't think most people knew that. Just even go go
well,
ahead.
that's the thing. There, a lot of people are actually very skeptical in actually taking Serb or even going about using the service at the very moment for
Yeah.
social relief because they feel that they may end up having to owe the government later on. But at the moment, what they have is that if you are taking it, it's that you do not have to pay or repay the amount that you are taking,
Oh.
as long as you make less than $38,000.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and this is not including uh, the assistance of CERB.
Wow. Okay. That's
So this
some.
is in addition.
That's some vital info there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which unfortunately, I think a lot of people would fall into under that, like 38,000. So
Right. And then of course they have their eligibility. So like you have to make $5,000. That's their minimum. You have had to make $5,000 within 12 months within the year of 2019 or within the first, what was it? Within a certain frame of time
Yeah.
that this had happened.
But
So,
but see, I was laid off. Yo, I'm trying to
right? That's true though. But
Cause
even if you
5,000,
were,
it's like
yeah,
5 checks. Yeah.
yeah, $5,000. If you had made $5,000 in a previous year or anytime before then you're eligible for applying for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, take it while it's there. But just listen. I think that's the most important part out of it all is to really listen to um, what's said on the prompts,
Mhm.
because aside from all of this, those who do partake, and I think a lot of people also have the government a little skewed, in some regards. But you have to remember these guys, they do take what's the word? They do take data from all the collection or all the actual like input. But we
Mhm.
have to remember a lot of times these finances or these what are words? Budgets.
Yeah.
These budgets that they set aside usually don't get claimed, because sometimes you hear about all these things that the government had so much money set up for certain projects and certain aims and certain groups and whatever,
Yeah.
and then by the end of their project term, the money was never used. So it's like, what is the real cause? Is it because people, well, there's a lack of trust towards the government, and that's one,
That's yeah.
or is it the lack of actual information and understanding of the information that's happening?
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Oh, this
Listen,
Corona week has been,
it's been a lot.
and I think what they're gonna do too, like, I think they're gonna pull like the nastiest break you'll ever see in history. Like, I'm talking about like, I don't think there'll be announcement of announcement. It'll just be like, everyone goes to work one day, all of a sudden there's like a meeting afternoon, and then it's just like and it's like everything's to black tomorrow, right? I don't think they're
Okay.
gonna do no easing, or I said easing of restrictions. We're just gonna straight just hard
Do
stop.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what all the other countries have been doing, and they have this meme. I don't know if you've been noticing, like on
Mhm.
TikTok, where it has like the face of a clock, and it's like 12, 3, 6, 9,
So
and they
yeah,
give you the titles of different like countries, and it tells you, okay, they start doing this gesture to show you how long that these guys have been in quarantine for.
yeah.
Every time they get to Canada, bro, we're on the full face.
That's
We've
what I'm
been
saying.
on for
Yo,
too long.
for too long,
It's too long.
and gained what exactly? Yo, do you hear they opened like a clinic somewhere and they couldn't get all the people that they registered, or they had problems registering people, so
Mm.
after there was no foot traffic, they took the dose and put it back in the freezer. Did you hear about that? That's the type of people.
No,
Yeah, that's the type of people like that are in charge, like
for the vaccine.
for the vaccine. Yeah, they didn't have a set amount of people. I think it's supposed to be for a 60 and up crowd, 65 and up. And I guess there wasn't a good turnout, so just like put it back in the freezer. And it's just like, but the question is, why not just give it to anybody? Obviously, I think no one 16 and lower can't get it, but anything that's say 20 years and up, how come you're saying I can't just register and just get it? It has to go back in the fridge? Like the person
No
has to be,
walk-ins, eh? Hmm.
this
Why is
person,
it designated for this person? Hmm.
right? I found that ridiculous. I can't believe they put it back in the freezer. They couldn't,
Interesting.
like, as we speak, it's still in the freezer.
I can't. I can't escape.
Yeah.
Yo.
And what's going on with AstraZeneca too? Like
Astro who?
AstraZeneca, that's one of the vaccine brands, right?
Oh,
They, you find marketing hilarious because they're like, so okay, you guys are gonna get the jab next, and it's like, yeah, but blood clots. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. So, anyways, you guys are gonna get jabbed, and then we'll start the process tomorrow. Hey, but Wait, time out. You gotta explain these blood clots. Like, and how come other countries pulled out of it? They're going with like Moderna or Pfizer, right?
Yeah.
But anytime like Astra, the name gets brought up, they're just like, yeah, just
Push to the side.
push to the
Oh
side,
no.
right?
Oh no. I mean, I don't know what's worse. Like the fact that, yeah, like who is controlling this stuff? Like you're giving to a whole population of people, or you're pushing the agenda of medical care, let's say that. And who is regulating this? Like, who? And you know what? You know what's even crazier? At no point in this whole situation, and I think that's a real big thing to really take in, at no point have we ever seen what it looks like under a microscope. Corona. You know what cancer looks like under a microscope. You probably seen at least an image of each cell reproduction problem, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen it lately?
Lately, I don't know, but I know in the beginning they showed it has like a particular crown to it, the
Right?
actual cell. But I
But
don't
it's
know.
like,
I don't know if the variants look different though. That's the thing. So I don't
that's another thing. And then what does it look like in a person who's recovered versus non-recovered?
like the lung. Yeah, they did. So I know they take pictures of the lungs, especially like a healthy individual lung, and then a
Mm,
lung after corona. I think they do. Yeah, yeah, they do. They do. But I
that
don't know
hasn't
if they've
been.
been. I don't know about lately. I don't know if it's like you get corona and like your lungs are just damaged no matter what, or
Yeah.
like each variant has a different um
Strain or
or effect.
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now they said the South Africa one is the worst, then the UK one, then the Brazil one. I'm trying to think if there's another strain. Those are the three that they're concerned about.
That are very strong.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the
Oh.
Amazon, no, like I think everyone in general. But I know Amazon when those infectors, not infectors, when those workers got infected, some of
Mm-hmm.
it was like the new strains. So it's like
Mm.
ones that's like super contagious. Hey man, guys, the moral of the story is you gotta stay safe.
Wash your hands.
Like, like wash your hands. Like,
Take
don't
your
be in the,
vitamins.
don't be in the IK. You know what's funny about that? You know the word you just said. I
Mm.
find it interesting that they said that like what were we, a year and some change now.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting they rarely said that. Take
Anything about
vitamins,
vitamins.
take your zinc, exercise,
Boost your vitamin D, vitamin
especially vitamin
C.
D. Yeah,
Like
I think I posted it in the
crazy.
group chat like that article by USC. I think it's UFC Chicago, University of Chicago, and
Mm.
it was talking about black people and vitamin D levels. But it
Mm.
said if you have good vitamin D in general, it could help fight COVID. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird how that article came and then it kind of just went. And so it's
Mm.
like,
I think it falls under naturopathy when you take your vitamins.
oh, they wanted the natural.
Yeah, which is one of the practices they don't like within medicine.
Ah, okay. We'll say allegedly, just in case.
Yes, yes, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Because you know
uh,
what? When people started hoarding and stuff like that, vitamins didn't go off the shelves.
mm-mm.
They kind of just
It's
they
very
stood.
true. They stood there. Price didn't change either.
Yo, that part. Yo,
Oh.
the price didn't change and it stayed on the shelf.
It stayed on the shelf and the price did not change. Huh. Tells you something. Okay, let's see. So for the province-wide shutdown that happened or has been put in place since April 3rd, which was yesterday
Yes, correct. Yeah.
at 12 a.m. So on the website, covid19.ontario.ca, they said that COVID cases continue to rise at an alarming rate at province-wide shutdown is in effect as of Saturday, April 3rd at 12 a.m. or
Yeah.
01 a.m.
01, yeah.
So this will help save lives, prevent hospitals from becoming overwhelmed, protect in-person learning and keep children in schools, allow for more time to vaccinate Ontarians, and stop the spread of COVID-19 in communities.
Now, before you continue on, pause. I know warehouses and schools is like a big factor in the spread.
Yeah.
So it's interesting they're keeping both open still.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
this decision was made in consultation with the chief medical officer of health and other health experts. I think people need to really see who the chief medical officer is. So we need to know the face behind these decisions.
Let me see. Okay. Give me the website again. Or
This is COVID-19.ontario.ca.
Ontario.ca. Let me just see.
The chief medical officer of health.
And what is that person's name?
That's a good question, right? Their name's not listed. It just says the chief medical officer of health.
Okay, let me type that in Google and see what comes.
That's actually a legit question. That is
So chief medical
reasonable.
officer, Ontario. Okay,
of health.
Of health. So the tidbit you just read, what's I don't know if it's further down, but what is closed, Z, and what is not closed?
Sure, no problem. I'll read that for you. Oh my gosh. It's not even like explaining. Okay, hold on. We're in gray. It's asking to go to gray.
Mm-hmm. I think the whole province is in gray. Some are red, some are green, but we're in gray now.
Right. So in gray lockdown. Always stay home if you have symptoms. Physically distance by staying 2 meters apart from people you don't live with. Wear a mask or face covering in indoor public spaces and avoid non-essential travel.
Unless it's IKEA or Yorkdale. But go ahead.
So they said gatherings and close contact. It is illegal to gather indoors with anyone you do not live with.
Illegal. The Darryl use the word
illegal.
Okay.
I need to define what illegal means, because I swear illegal means something to do with the law and being a criminal. Illegal.
Wow.
Definition.
They said you will
contrary
not
to be or forbidden by law, especially criminal law. All right. It's illegal.
They said you will not be with someone that you don't know. How dare you?
Whoa. Wow. So you must limit contact to your household, the people you live with, and stay at least 2 meters apart from everyone else.
Unless you're in Costco, but keep going.
Do not visit any other household or allow visitors in your home. If you live alone, you can have close contact with only one other household. So we just went from it's illegal to go into other people or have other people in your home. And then you can't have visitors over. You got to reject them. But if you by yourself, it's okay. You can get in contact with another household.
Okay.
All
right.
All right. All events and social gatherings, indoors not allowed except with members of your household or one other household if you live alone. That exception.
The key part, yeah.
Right. And outside, 10 people.
Wait. All right. Okay. I swear it's down to 5 now. I think they chopped that down too. It's like 5 now.
Right? I heard it was 5 as well. So we're going to say allegedly because the numbers haven't changed. So it's still 10. If they come for you, it's 10.
It's yeah.
Still 10. So religious weddings and funeral services, but no receptions. So indoors, 15% capacity of the room.
Okay.
So if people don't understand what that means, there is a actual number that is listed within a room for how many people, the capacity of how many people can be within that space. And this is actually something that has been there before COVID has existed. And this is due to the health and safety, and as well as for firefighters. So they need to know the maximum amount of people that would be within the space, and that is the maximum amount of people for them to be able to safely evacuate the space.
Yeah, like that useless information that's not actually useless in the elevator. Yeah, that's max capacity.
Yes, that's for them.
One too many, and you're all going to the super basement.
One of you is not gonna. Okay, so they're saying 15% of that capacity room number. In the outside, the number of people that can keep 2 meters physical distance from each other. Got it. And this does not apply to receptions, which have different capacity limits. But you guys just said no reception. Okay. You know what? Let me continue. Only go out for essential reasons, such as work, school, groceries, pharmacy, healthcare, helping vulnerable people, exercise, and physical activity. Work remotely where possible. But yes.
Wait, hold on.
We're supposed to help vulnerable people.
Okay. That's I have to stop at that.
There are a lot of groups of vulnerable people, and I will list who vulnerable people are.
Okay.
Just in case people are not aware what it is. Vulnerable people. So, a vulnerable person is defined as a person who may be in need of community care services by reasons of mental illness, developmental disability, or delay, other disability, age, illness, or emotional disturbance, and who is or may be unable to take care of himself or herself, or unable to protect himself or herself. So there are a lot of people who would be listed under vulnerable.
Vulnerable, okay.
So
unless you're at Walmart, then you can go elbow to elbow if you want in a Walmart. But go ahead.
Gosh, this is long. Jeez. All right. It's not long. Got rules for all businesses, which is actually the biggest concern right now, especially when you have what we saw right now with IKEA and Yorkdale.
Yeah.
So all open businesses must. So businesses, that means that they're allowed. But then there is a actual list that tells you which businesses are actually allowed to operate within each zone color.
Oh, okay.
So that, what side do I know that from? I had sent that to somebody actually the other day because I am an owner for a photography business. And I remember having that conversation with somebody and they were like, how are you open? And I had to show them this document to say, yes, we're actually okay with being open as long as it's due for certain reasons.
Yeah.
That is it. If it's for other reasons, then we cannot serve that population of people. But that was why I had to give that list. But for businesses that are open within the gray zone. So screen employees. And of course, you may use the COVID-19 screening tool. Some of you guys may not know, this is just a paper that asks you a series of questions. I really don't mean to be this, like, it's a series of questions. And I think it's about 15 questions in total. And you have to just answer.
Honestly. You just have to answer it, yeah. Honestly.
What do you have the following symptoms? And that's it.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, Saturday I don't know if I ate something wrong, but like I don't know who didn't write down what they're supposed to write down, but like my stomach was like tickling for a little bit. My head was a little dizzy. Actually, I was like, "Yo," Ooh. I was like, "What's going on there?" Does someone have that 19 up in here? Who got that 19? But nah, I was fine when I came home. Shout out to Ginger.
Right? You probably just had like a little The little body was just adjusting, especially with all the chemicals that are going on and spraying inside these facilities now. Are their ventilations up to good? Like up to good, up to code?
Up to, what this there they're talking about changing that, like just having like good ventilation in general would make it so like it cleans the bacteria in the air. But I guess they mentioned that once and they kind of didn't mention it
After
a year and a
that?
half later. Yeah, they pretty much never mentioned it again. So
I think that would have been a perfect thing to install, especially for a lot of businesses.
so when they go to
Clean, pure air.
so when they go to your studio, you just hand the person the paper, answer.
Yep.
Answer.
They gotta sign it.
As true as possible.
Yep. Answer all the things. Do you have any other fault? Nope. Yep. Okay, great. You guys can proceed.
You can proceed that, yeah.
That's what it is.
Except it's only being used for employees only, but okay. But yes.
Employees only. That's true. Post signs at all entrances informing people how to screen themselves for COVID before entering. So that's another thing. Limit capacity so guests can stay at least 2 meters apart. Make sure anyone indoors wears a mask or face covering, including workers who have to come within 2 meters of anyone else. Make sure workers use personal protective equipment, PPE, that protects their eyes, nose, mouth when they have to come within 2 meters of anyone who is not wearing a mask or face covering or separated by plexiglass. Clean and disinfect often touch surfaces such as equipment, washrooms, locker rooms, change rooms, showers frequently. Manage lineups to make sure customers are at least 2 meters apart and wearing face coverings or masks. Create a safety plan. Post it in the place where workers and patrons will see it and have it available upon request.
Yeah, as you can see from the 2 clips shown earlier, that I don't think
I don't think that was
happening.
being
Yeah, that was
IKEA. What's going on?
I see them saying I see them releasing a statement next week. I said next week. Well, this week I should say.
We apologize for
because they're caught in 4K, so they're gonna have to release. They're gonna have to release a statement being like, yeah. So someone might get fired that day. I don't know. Whoever recorded that, we probably put someone's job on the line or jobs. That's what you say.
Or all of IKEA on the line.
Right. Interesting though. That's so I still can't get a haircut.
Right.
I can't go to the gym on the high. Although what's happening in the city is okay.
Yeah, sports and recreational fitness facilities are closed.
Yeah.
But then outdoor fitness classes, team training, and personal training is allowed.
I thought they canceled that too. I thought they said no outdoor.
No, they said it's allowed outdoor. It says limit of 10 guests, 3 meters physical distance. So it's not 2, it's 3.
But you're outside.
Guests must provide.
What? What? Okay.
The air is just a lot faster. You know, just move.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. But the air is faster.
It's just faster. But they said no team sports or scrimmage, no spectators. Wow. Except for 1 parent or guardian per child. Golf courses, driving ranges, and ski hills are allowed to open.
Yeah, no, golf courses never closed really. Yeah, they actually never closed.
So how does this work? You can't sit in the caddy. Everybody's walking. Or everybody got their own car.
Everyone's gonna have to have their own caddy, yeah.
Like, and the ski hill?
That's
after everybody goes downhill, they're going inside the chalet.
Look, see, this doesn't make sense to me.
You know what?
This actually doesn't make sense to me. Like,
I'm trying to make sense, but it's not. He said meeting and event spaces closed for meetings and events. Limited exceptions, for example, childcare, mental health, and addiction support services.
You see?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand.
My girl's really confused.
How did childcare, meeting and event spaces? How did childcare Okay. Stores. We're gonna move on.
You just skipped the whole. You skipped it. You just skipped it all.
I'm not gonna touch it. Mm-mm. Stores, in person. You know what? In person shopping is available. This is what we needed. Wow, we're finally here. So stores, in-person shopping available, capacity limits, supermarkets and other stores that primarily sell groceries, convenience stores, and pharmacies 50% capacity. All other retail, including discount and big box retailers, liquor stores, cannabis stores, hardware stores, and garden centers, 25%.
Okay.
So small business, this is basically saying, from what I'm gathering, small businesses do not have to close. They just have to make sure that they have 25% of their actual capacity available within the store.
See, what you're using is called your brain. You're using your brain. You need to tell me you can't have a book appointment, have your client come at various times of the day. Let's say you're doing 8 to 7. You're telling me you can't have a client for 1 hour, thorough clean for another hour, have the second one come in, thorough clean, and then so forth. You're telling me that they can't do that. Tell me they have to close completely.
No, they don't.
That's like a technicality. But I don't know. According to someone up there, they have to close.
That's wild. That's wild. Because then who are they under?
Yeah, because if you're a small business, like it's like how much square footage you own, right?
Yeah.
You can't. Maybe the average is like. Maybe you can fit maybe like. What's a good number to fit amount of people? Like 10? Okay, so just chop it.
5.
Yeah, so 25%.
Yeah, 5%.
My math is right. That's 2. No, that's not 2 people. It's like 2.5 people, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2.5 people. You're telling me a business has to close because instead of fitting 10 people or limit, yeah, instead of having the full 10 people in the shop, they can just have 2.5, and everyone just lines up outside. Yeah, what's the big deal? So you can't get a haircut, can't get your hair did, you can't
You can't even buy See, and that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is why, like, they have a lot of like the self-grooming, personal care. We were just talking about that. Yeah, they also have it permitted to open as of Monday. Okay, so this is what they said. So April 4th, 3rd to 12th, these guys are closed. But as of April 12th, capacity limits 25% or 5 patrons, whichever is less. But other than that, oxygen bars, steam rooms, saunas, sensory deprivation pods, bathhouses, and other adult venues are closed.
Because
you must have an appointment, and you must give your name and your information.
Well, obviously you can't. If you're paying through debit, even if you lie, they have your real name anyways. So
services that require guests to remove their mask or face covering are not allowed.
Wow.
So then, wouldn't that mean the doctor is not allowed? You know what? I take it back. I take it back. Take it back.
I take
it back. I'm not asking that question. I mean, when you do a checkups are not allowed then.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, no. So originally, so not this Monday, but the next Monday, yeah, they were supposed to open salons and barbers. Barbers, indoor dining, but then, no, indoor dining was supposed to be the Friday. And as those people were packing up, being excited, setting up all the tables, like, oh, this spot's gonna be nice. We're gonna have this type of food. They didn't know the same day they were gonna be told, put that stuff back out. Isn't that wild? Like, you know what someone did, Z? Someone sent an invoice to Ford. This one because of telling me last minute you're closing. Here's the invoice for all the food wasted.
Oh, yes. I don't care. I agree.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the name of this business.
100%. Because that back and forth is very inconsistent. And it's very true. Like 1 week, and a lot of things that people don't understand. This is very delayed information. So when they're telling us that they're closing, it's based on information or data, allegedly, that has been collected either a week to 2 weeks prior.
Mm-hmm.
So this 3,000, for example, only came about probably 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now we have to deal with it in April.
So let me set this up. So the restaurant is Antler. I don't think I've heard of it before.
Oh, I've heard of Antler before.
But they just went, hey, we had some spoiled beer. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay $431 invoice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 431.55 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Invoice. They said, yo, you're gonna have to pay that. So the Antler restaurant is on Dundas Street West. 70. Oh, they do meals too. Okay. So it's like a restaurant. Okay.
I think that's fair. I mean, if you're especially okay, so say for example, they're not eligible for taking out the the loan, or they choose not to apply for that, right? Because due to whatever reasons, maybe they're not eligible, maybe they would have to pay back too quickly, whatever stipulations that are against them, why they wouldn't. I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair that you send your invoice to the government and say, because of your stuff,
you guys can get it together.
Yeah, you need to give me back my money because of you. Now all of this stuff, and it's not as if we get a full warning either. You know, it's not like every Friday we're gonna get our we're getting updated on whatever. No, it's speculations for like a whole week prior. And then they're like, they drop the bomb on us maybe the day or 2 days beforehand. So if you already had your stuff in the motion, by the time you actually hear the news about, oh, the release of we're not going to be, we're moving from one zone to the other, why wouldn't anyone be upset? Especially if they spent their day preparing to get this stuff done. No, man. Pay the bill. Cover the bill. We're not going Dutch on this one.
That is hilarious. I'm trying to find the article too where I think in New York, like I think around 90 small businesses, they just sued the government and they won. And they're able to open because they're like, yo.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find this one too.
That's crazy. But I mean, all these things, like people, I think this is also like, part of me kind of feels like at this very moment in time, people are learning how much power they have, as in the people versus the state. So if you're not getting up to date with your laws, you're not getting up to date with your regulations, your policies, if you don't know the difference between laws and policies, go do that now. Because, you know, there are a lot of things that people are also expressing where it's like, this is a policy, but this is a temporary policy. This isn't something that is actually legal. You know, this is just something that's being asked of somebody to do for temporary use. Now, whether or not they're enforced, whether or not they are under certain stipulations, etc., like that all matters. So it's the same when you have those anti-maskers. They come out and they're talking about this stuff. They are talking about like getting to know your rights, getting to know the legalities of the law, getting to know policies and how policies work. As much as a lot of people may feel uncomfortable and their anxiety is up to 10
up to like
when you know, when they see them, they're like, guys, you just need to bid, you need to, you know, a bid to the law and everything. But they are still very resourceful. They are a very resourceful entity at this very moment because they
Mhm.
are helping those to get not like to be aware of their law. So definitely check out the anti-maskers if you haven't heard about them yet. I'm not promoting or soliciting
You're
to
not
not wear your mask.
just saying not to
I'm just
condone.
saying, yes, but I'm just saying, definitely check them out so you can be more aware of the policies that they are actually talking about. So definitely.
I don't know what to say about this. This is like I'm pretty sure like yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna pull the brake randomly
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like how I remember when we were discovering what this thing was about, the coronavirus from Wuhan, and Trudeau was just like, "Hey, you guys that are like snowbirds that travel to Florida, yeah, you need to come home now. Like, this is not a joke. You guys need to come home ASAP."
Right.
And I think we shut down the following few weeks after that for like a month.
Yep. But we've been shut down. We've been on with the shutdown.
We've been, yeah, right?
Now, some people have definitely been talking about how what's going on. There have been word that people are trying to change the way that our actual economy system operates.
Okay.
So a lot of word has been said that, you know, they're really trying to change it from being a capitalist country to a more communist country.
Oh,
And oftentimes it's also being said that um that they're trying to be the like trying to be like how the Eastern world is trying to shift over their values over here.
oh,
Yes. And how they
interesting.
operate.
I think Killer Mike and No Name, the I think they were having a discussion on Twitter on like, should black people be capitalists or it should be socialists,
Mm,
and which one will save
the
the people?
economy.
Yeah. Some people are like, if you're a capitalist, just learn to play the game because it's not going anywhere.
Yes.
No Name's argument is no, we should get rid of capitalism and just go socialist. Give
Mm,
people the help they need first.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I mean, I kind of look at it like either or has their, it's not a one size fit all. That's really how I look at it. Like,
yeah.
there are some people who, and like I'm really trying to figure out how to phrase this. Like, it's kind of like learning.
Mhm.
There's some people, there are like, they say there are 8 different ways that people can learn, whether it's receiving information and giving information, right?
Yeah.
So there's 8 different ways to learn. With politics, politics is essentially the different ways for somebody to understand power or like the collective shift in dynamics, I feel like. You know, there's some people who need one ringleader and that ringleader says all the demands and then everybody else is like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just do whatever that person says and we're great.
Hmm.
Dictatorship.
Yeah, it's in a
Right? And then there are other people where it's like, you know, let's all come together and like give our ideas in a pool and then, you know, then we all vote on which one's the best one. Democracy.
mhm.
And then you have like where everybody's just like, no matter what the results are, you know, everyone's still gonna get it, regardless of if this person put in 10 hours and the other person put in one. We're all gonna get the same thing,
Yeah.
which is socialism and communism. Mm.
I wonder how that work with coronavirus because if because according to the like how society operates in the East,
Mm.
like you said, if they say yeah everyone you're getting this needle no matter what, and they just go okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's no There's no protests that I'm aware of. There's no pushback. They're just like, yep, aye, yes, sir. And just boom, that's it.
And obviously, over here, we're not like that.
Clearly.
No one's just saying inside and whatever, and we're all like,
Atlanta has not closed yet. So there you go. Atlanta, they have not closed yet. It is. They're partying like it's what's Prince's song? 1999. They're partying like that. I don't know. When do you think this is gonna end? When is this gonna end?
When do I think it's gonna end?
When is this gonna actually gonna end?
So I was actually talking to my mom about this, and my sister, and a few friends. Yeah, I'll be talking to people.
Like I'd be talking to people.
Yeah, I'll be talking to people. Yeah. And I was saying to them, I'm like, I don't know when exactly, but I feel like history is repeating itself. And I think a lot of people would probably be like, how, Sway? Simply because it must have happened before in order for it to happen now.
Okay.
So it's the same as, what's it called? Like the financial crisis or recession. We've gone through a recession before. They know how to strategically move certain things. So prime example, the cost of money.
Yeah.
Or the housing system, whether it's now removing the down payment interest or, like all these little things, they have to make adjustments because they already understand what a recession does and what comes out as a result of it. Right? So I feel like this pandemic, as people like to mock, plandemic, I feel like there was some form of it that happened years before. So where in history, I don't know, but I will find it. And once I do find it, I will figure out what happened in that story. And whatever happened in that story, I feel like that will be when it finishes. That is it. That is my take.
Wow.
Do I think it's gonna be another month? I don't know, because I don't know what's. So far, I honestly don't know what to expect, because like right now, as they said, a lot of big businesses are the only ones that are currently still open. Small shops or mom and pop shops are closed. But this has not been the first time that this type of narrative has been said before, especially in the news. But this is the first time I've ever seen so many small businesses actually really defend themselves.
It's like tooth and nail.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I think that's where it would be like, where was there ever a part in time where small businesses had to advocate for themselves so intensely? And when was there ever a time where there were corporations of such like magnitude or impact in society and were able to like exist like this?
Like with monopolies and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, and then it's a lot. I just be looking at it like,
like Zon, Walmart, Costco. They haven't closed. Grocery stores haven't closed. IKEA
I mean, Walmart has gotten away with it. IKEA hasn't closed, really.
I don't think so. No, I don't think they ever closed. No.
Really?
Wait, closed.
That is very interesting. Like closed as in was not accessible. Let's see, because I know for the library they were closed.
Oh yeah,
they were definitely closed.
They said no reading. Look at the undertones of that. No reading. Can't read. Now I think, was IKEA closed the whole time or open the whole time?
Oh, I think you're right.
I don't
only closed in Quebec City.
Really?
Temporarily closed in Quebec City. Other than that, it was
Really?
available.
You know what's LZ? In Quebec, gyms are open and salons and barbershops. They have a curfew, which is that's weird, but their gyms and bars and salons are open. The curfew is still, I think the curfew is still 7 to 8, I think, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yet, yeah, this is strange. I know on Twitter, they were like, yo, there's a hashtag called Ford lied, people died. Ford failed Ontario.
Oh, why does this sound like a whole Trump, like,
Get this guy out of here. Okay, that wasn't a hashtag. That was just a.
that's your added 2 cents.
Get this guy out of here.
Ew. No, that's crazy. That is actually crazy. IKEA did stay open, and it's a mega. Who else stayed open? Like, Walmart's not us. That's American. IKEA is not us.
Switzerland, yeah. But they have stores here, the States. I said Costco. Shoppers enclosed, yeah.
Shoppers enclosed, but they're a pharmacy.
Wait, how is Shoppers
are they ours?
though?
Because they have a pharmacy in it.
Oh, that's the only technicality. Yeah, because of okay.
And they actually have groceries too.
Which means Rexall, because I know the Rexall States, Shoppers Drug Mart is ours. And for those in the States, Walgreens would be the same thing because they have a pharmacy too. So it's interesting times we're living in.
Very. Very.
Like this is some interesting shit. Like,
I mean, we're going through the whole list. Like COVID. I think I think we could wrap up on the COVID weekly. I mean,
I think yeah.
Yeah, I think if people want to find more information, they can definitely head over to the COVID19.ontario.ca to find out more information on COVID and everything that's going on. And yeah, definitely send your questions. They have their telehealth line and all the other good stuff.
Just as we're wrapping up, shout out allegedly for Yorkdale being a low-key hotbed, and they're kind of keeping that on the low. Just apparently from the employees are like, yo, there's an explosive here, and they're kind of suppressing it. So
true.
Allegedly. Now, our month for financial what do we call it? Financial advice, the events financial segment, the events financial, I don't even know what to call it. But it's come to close. The last show was on the last Sunday, which was the 28th with Silva and Jerome. We've also had 3 previous shows before that with Shaq Hall and 2 other ones with 7 streams of income, and I can't remember the last one.
Was it you guys sharing your personal?
But it had to be personal stories about like investing, saving, and all that.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, since you were here for the last 2 shows,
yes,
what have we learned? I think I learned some good info on that. In terms of
you?
And it's common sense too. Like it's just okay. If you're going to study a company, you can look up their whole facts. You can,
which is publicly stored and publicly available.
Key part. You can see.
You can actually look it up.
You can see, yeah. You study the companies that you like, the products that you like. You're not gonna invest in something unless what does Silva say? Casino style or football, Super Bowl style betting. Because he said it's betting, right?
Yeah. Go and invest in things that you actually enjoy, you actually use. Don't just be a consumer. Be an investor.
That's basically. Those are really good.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I definitely enjoy what's the word? I definitely enjoyed the conversation about stocks. I love the fact that people were asking questions and tuning in,
Hmm.
um, and really wanting to know like how to multiply their income, and not just only through the traditional sense of getting a job,
Yeah.
going to school, getting a job, and that's it. You know, um, I really like I wasn't there for with you guys when you guys were talking about the multiple streams of income.
Hmm.
But I definitely do understand and have participated in different forms and different ways of creating and generating wealth or creating multiple streams of income, right?
Hmm.
Um, so it was really nice that, that conversation was had. And I think that, sorry, my whole like notification is popping off. So I'm so sorry if you keep hearing the buzz. Like, I'm so
We hear
sorry.
that. We hear that. Zzz.
Yeah, right. Like it's crazy. Every 2 seconds. Okay. Um, but yeah, like once ago, I definitely learned. I definitely learned about the speculation that people have about the NFTs, non
Ah,
fungible. Yeah, non fungible tokens.
none. Yeah, none. Yeah,
So the NFTs, and it was very interesting to see both sides of
I was about
like
to say that too. Yeah,
the opposition and someone who was for it and the other person who wasn't really like for it.
yeah.
So, the whole fact that a lot of some people are really like advocating that, it's a really great tool, it's a really good valuable asset to invest in. It is something that is going to be that will explode over the years. And then the other side of it where it's like, why would I even do it? Why would I waste my
And why
time?
would it? Yeah,
This is not going to be something that's going to blow up. People are not going to actually put their money towards this, and it may be short lived. So the speculation was really interesting for me,
hmm,
and that is something that happens with trading, right? I mean, even Silva was talking about it as he was explaining about Netflix, and even I've been reading about it lately. So, especially about trading. Um, where some people were thinking that Blockbuster didn't think that they were going to lose to Netflix,
yeah. The arrogance
right?
got them. Yeah,
And
they
it
could
was
have.
like,
They could
nah,
have bought Netflix too.
right?
That's just
And that's the thing. So they're like, no, it's not gonna pop off. People aren't gonna really like go for this and everything. And then to show you, like, out of that speculation, Netflix ended up being the the actual company that moved forward, and is here to this day, right?
and still here to this day. Yeah, right?
Right. So it's the same. It's like NFT. Do I want to be on the side where I'm I'm skeptical of skeptical
Skeptical of, yeah.
about
You
it,
got it.
and I'm like, nah, it's not gonna thing. But then I don't want to be like Blockbuster. Like I don't want to be
Oh, you don't
ceasing to exist and did not get on the bandwagon when it was there.
because if you have beautiful artwork, which I'm sure you do, you can just put that as an NFT and be like, hey,
Yes.
right, and just sell it. So
And I'm definitely wanting to know, like, how does somebody get into that level? How does somebody become an asset holder of an NFT? That is probably the next step,
that's the next
you
step.
know? Yeah. How do I become an NFT holder? That's,
I don't know. I don't know. I find it's a new way of I don't know. It's so new too. Like it's like hard to describe it. Like I know
mm-hmm.
we had our two back to back shows, but like I think I have to see it more in action to like justify like okay, I'm gonna sell some like portraits, put it on
Mm-hmm.
there, and then let's see what happens. Right?
I kind of feel like this is something that has already happened. It's just being reformatted.
I'm trying to figure out.
How? I can tell you
Oh,
how.
are you
I feel like I
thinking?
know how.
Are you thinking it's like so NFTs will replace auctions? in a way, because you are
Mm-hmm.
auctioning off what we've seen so far. We've seen portraits, we've seen music.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the last someone had the Twitter. So the creator of Twitter, he said he sold the first tweet ever on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Sold it for like 2 million something. So like I guess so now instead of auctioning off like cars, women, a little dark side, and and boats and stuff like that. Like if they catch a rich criminal, they just auction off all the stuff. Now it's
Mm,
like, here's the keys, people. Auction off what you want to auction off,
mm,
and the market decides what's the value on it. So auction house is global now. It's a
mm-hmm.
little frightening, a little
Mm-hmm.
of what to come. Like,
I also feel like it's a combination of what Apple had been doing with music,
oh,
because you couldn't own your music anymore. Remember, they were the first, I think they were the first platform from MP3 you actually owned, or you could actually get a copy of the actual like
the album you
file.
downloaded. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But now, or through Apple, Apple was you had to use their device particularly in order for you to have access. And then it became a streaming thing. So you
Oh,
didn't even own it anymore. So I feel like that model, that's where it was taken from.
that's yeah, yeah. I can see
And then
that.
the auction house was like added to it. So you no longer own this. You won't get an actual digital copy of this. You could just see it and stream it, and that's it. But to say you own it, we're gonna go back to reverting to it having an actual MP3 file.
Hmm.
Because right now we don't have those.
We don't have
People
those, yeah.
don't. People forgot.
Because Spotify, yeah, like a popular streaming service, like you can save playlists, but you can't like
Save the actual song.
you can't save the actual song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of like I feel like that's a little bit of like reverting now. So that's our way of doing nostalgia.
Right. Yeah.
Digital spaces.
Digital spaces. I can see it like that.
How many gigs are you gonna buy now
Yo,
for your storehouse?
so quick sidebar.
Hmm.
So like all the hard drives are going up, obviously in terabytes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what like video games, I know what they're starting to do now, like instead of like a whole game being like 60 gigs, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if like a terabyte of information, like that's nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, they're starting to do like it's like as soon as you like install the file, it's like 200, 240. They're smart though. They're trying to, I think my conspiracy is like they're trying to expand as much as
Mm.
possible the game. So like by the time you buy like a hard drive, like one third of it or a quarter of it's gone. And it's just one game. Like
Mm.
there's no technology currently that like compresses the space.
Games like a
Yeah.
zip file. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like the spaces are going up.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Yes.
because it interesting you just said that with like how much terabytes you're gonna. It's because yeah, because if you own a lot of digital NFTs,
Mm-hmm.
you're
You're
gonna
gonna
need a
have
lot
to
of
get more, yeah, gigs
yeah,
to save it on. Facts.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
NFTs.
there's a lot of chess moves happening right now.
Right? That's what I'm
Like
saying. Like, I'm following. I'm following. Feel like I'm on Market Mondays with Mark.
it's like
Mark
market Mondays.
Monroe. Yeah. Market Mondays with Mark or Earn Your Leisure. Like, we'll
But it was
see.
yeah, it was a good month though. I think that should be a permanent like month for yeah financial advice.
Yes.
Maybe even twice a year because
March, eh? Yeah, because I feel like what? October? October is another September maybe
March and September.
for like finances. Or maybe even before that, because when you're going back to school and everything, September is a really big transitional point for a lot of people.
Okay, we'll talk about that, definitely. So those are listening. If you enjoyed our financial March, be on the lookout for financial September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely check in on March's like podcast before tax season, because you may help yourself.
No, seriously,
you may get a fatter return, okay? A much bigger return if you go and check out the actual podcast, the last 4 podcasts, and learn a lot, get that coin.
Now, before we wrap up, want to do a special shout out to Siren Sav, one of our guests that we had this year.
Hey. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay, hold on. You gotta pull it up?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can double pull it up, because let me see if it's still on her. Oh, she's feeling herself. She changed her picture and everything. Look at her.
Oh no, you gotta pull it up. My stuff is really bad.
Hold on. So one of our guests, Siren Sav, after our interview, is now on a poster at Dundas Square, just above where it says Toronto Eaton Centre. The context of this billboard is who's up next. Who's up next is regarding rappers from Toronto. And hold on. And look at her. She's on the side here. See if we can zoom in. Hold on.
Yo, she's in Dundas Square on billboards. Yo, I can turn around and say, I know her.
Facts. We can actually say like, yo.
We had an interview with her. Yo, we talked about the good stuff. Yo, she told us about nerd life. Yo.
So as you can see in the green teal hoodie, shout out to our homegirl, Siren Sav.
Yes. And if you guys don't know, when she came by, she was promoting her song, Over 9,000. And definitely go and show some love to Siren Sav, as she is on her way, leveling up to over 9,000. Okay. All right.
So yeah, congrats to you. Congrats.
Yes. Big things.
Many blessings. Big things like one.
Right? I'm so happy for her.
You finally made it. I think. Or you're on your way to making it.
Ooh.
I think. No, I was like, you finally made it, but I'm like, wait, no, maybe you're kind of, you'll be there.
She's on her way. She's on her way. She's like this close to like right there. Right there. She just this close to right there.
To right there. Gotcha. I gotcha.
She just got that little, and when she makes that step, right there.
It's a wrap after that.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, she's there. And that's the thing. People do not recognize that she is so talented. Like, yo, she's making a lot of moves. She has been doing a lot in the game, especially as a female artist in Toronto. She's definitely doing things where she doesn't have to she doesn't have to be sexy. She doesn't have to show off. She's coming actually with the skill. That's the part. It's the art. She's coming with the art form. She's coming with the love. She's coming with the passion for actual artistry of rap. And that's the reason why she's doing so great. And she gets respect no matter which room she enters into, y'all.
She's gonna blow up. She'll be out of here in this Toronto.
Trust me.
Or she's Brampton, but we say Toronto. But yeah. But she'll be out of here soon though. So
she will. We'll see her coming through her jets. Yeah.
Now, to wrap up this evening, another lovely show. Any closing statements?
Definitely go and hit up. My studio.
Hey.
Ooh, if you guys don't know, it's Triple Z Studio, the studio you don't sleep on. And
Studio
make
TO.
sure, yes, go and check it out. Dot Studio TO on Instagram. Right now, what's going to be coming up is the workshops. So we have photography workshops coming up in April, and it's called Click and Capture. So, you know, photographers get to come and network with other people within the different niches of photography. So if anyone is interested, and I'm saying if you're a photographer, you're interested in learning and updating your skill set, whether it's getting to know more people, getting to know who's in the actual industry, meeting more people who are in the industry, and even if in exploring in different niches of photography, then definitely go and see what's being offered on like the Instagram page. And I'm really looking forward to that. I have a really great team. I'm super happy. Like, no one understands how happy I am. I am super happy to see all this stuff going. Um, like, I could not do it without a lot of the people that are around me. I have right now the theme is wedding photography, and when I mean we got set designers, we got makeup artists, we got bridal like designers, we have wedding planners, we have you know like professional photographers.
Like
Like
a team.
yo,
Like I said,
like
I gotta visit soon.
it's crazy. Like I can't wait, and I cannot wait to see how the classes and the workshops roll out. I think a lot of people are going to definitely enjoy themselves because it's very interactive. And I think a lot of people forget that's a very important skill set in learning.
Hmm.
So, how we have it set up, it's very enjoyable. Um, of course, for me, I went to school for education. So, this is where my formal education comes into play as structuring this whole workshop and everything. So,
Definitely.
so yes, I look forward. I look forward to it.
So that's Triple Z STUDIOTO. Now James is
Yay!
not here because he's working. He's working.
Right? Getting them extra streams of income.
He's getting them extra streams of income. You can also follow him on Twitch TV. I think he's still playing
Yes.
Walking Dead. It'll be at Lupistols. LUPITOLS. Thank God I got it right. Okay. That's LUPITOLS at Twitch. Um, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Del Nigiro,
Hmm.
DELNIGRO.
Hmm. Are you still chefing?
I've been I've took new pictures, but I'm like, it's too much of the same old thing. Like it's just I don't know. I'll probably do a
I hear
couple
you.
same old posts, and then I keep saying it. I'm gonna
Hmm.
I keep saying that I'm gonna do something new, but
Yeah,
it's coming. It's coming.
I hear that. All right, we'll be waiting, knife and fork in hand.
I know a lot of people, I know a lot of people are waiting. They're waiting. Like,
Yes,
but
I hear that.
other than that, follow the Vent Pod on everything. Twitter, Instagram, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. And I think that's everything. That's everything. Obviously, wear your mask. Don't be elbow to elbow.
Mm-hmm. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, definitely. No shout out to the people that use the washroom and then just walk out. No shout out to you guys, especially guys. No shout out to you guys.
Mm.
They want to walk up to a person and put your hands all over their body. Your pee, dry hands all over their body. How dare you? You know what? I was going to say something else, but that's for after the pod. So everyone take care. Good night. And this is the Vent Pod. We're out. Peace.